Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Everybody, together. Everybody, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Everybody, Krishna, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Go Premanandi, Hari Hari Bo. Jayam Vishnupad, Paramahansa, Purvakacharya, Asatara Sata Shri Srimad. His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jayam Vishnupad, Paramahansa, Purvakacharya, Asatara Sata Shri Srimad. His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem Se Kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gogopinath Shri Mukunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhana Ki Jai. Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai, Shri Mayapur Dhama Ki Jai, Jamuna Maya Ki Jai, Ganga Maya Ki Jai, Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi Ki Jai, Bhakti Devi Ki Jai, Grantha Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai, Yuga Dharma Harinam Sankirtan Yogya Ki Jai, Priya Mridanga Transcendental Book Distribution Ki Jai, Transcendental Krishna Prasadam Distribution Ki Jai, Go Premanandi. Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga.
Jai Shri Shri Radha. I'm honored to sing with you. You're here to help me. Help you? I'm honored that you're here to help me. Should I stay then? Oh, please. I'm going to have a pace and come back. Yes. A lot of people. I'll be happy to cheer you on. You don't need it. Your presence is always very welcome. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Ramchandra Prabhu. Haribo.
Hare Krishna. Prabhu, may I get the Kartal please? Hare Krishna. Welcome to Sri Sri Radha Kalachandji Temple and our morning Srimad Bhagavatam class. So today we are reading from Canto 10, Chapter 23, and today we will discuss and read the verses from text 14 through 23. And our main discussion verse is text 14. This chapter is the Brahmana's wife blessed. So we'll start with the word small kirtan. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana. Thank you, Mataji. Yamuna Tira Banachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Guru Deva Jaya Guru Deva Guru Deva Jaya Guru Deva Guru Deva. Thank you very much. So today's chapter 23, text 14 through 23. There's a story of Brahmana's wife's blessed. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. So I'll start with our prayer. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We can recite this together. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasa tato jaya mudirayeta. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the personality of Godhead Narayana, unto Narayana Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasdev, the author. Nashtaprayeshu bhadreshu nityam bhagavat sevaya bhagavatyuttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtiki. By regular attendance in the class on the Srimad, on the Bhagavatam, and by rendering of services to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed. And loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, established as an irrevocable fact. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuram Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtham Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vanchatalpakarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhaivacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Kaur Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Thank you very much. So we can read the text from 14 through 23 and we'll come back to 14. So anybody would like to start? We have mic here. Okay. Meantime, should I start, Mataji? Okay. So text 14. Lord Krishna said, "Tell the wives of the Brahmins that I have come here with Lord Sankarshana. They will certainly give you all the food you want, for they are most affectionate toward me, and indeed, with their intelligence, reside in me alone." Text 15.
The cowherd boys then went to the house where the Brahmana's wives were staying. There the boys saw those chaste ladies sitting nicely decorated with fine ornaments. Bowing down to the Brahmana ladies, the boys addressed them in all humility.
Text 16.
Obeisances unto you, O wives of the learned Brahmins. Kindly hear our words. We have been sent here by Lord Krishna, who is passing by not far from here.
Text 17. He has come a long way with the cowherd boys and Lord Balaram tending the cows. Now he is hungry, so some food should be given for him and his companions.
Thank you. Text 18.
The wives of the Brahmanas were always eager to see Krishna, for their minds had been enchanted by descriptions of him. Thus, as soon as they heard that he had come, they became very excited.
(21 and 22 together).
19.
Taking along
sorry,
in
19.
large vessels the 4 kinds of floods full of fine tastes and aromas, all the ladies went forth to meet their beloved, just as rivers flow towards the sea.
21, 22.
Although their husbands, brothers, sons, and other relatives tried to forbid them from going, their hope of seeing Krishna, cultivated by extensive hearing of his transcendental qualities, won out. Along the river Yamuna, within a garden decorated with buds of Ashoka trees, they caught sight of him strolling along in the company of the cowherd boys and his elder brother Balaram.
His complexion was dark blue and his garment golden, wearing a peacock feather, colored minerals, springs of flower buds, and a garland of forest flowers and leaves. He was dressed just like a dramatic dancer. He rested one hand upon the shoulder of a friend and with the other twirled a lotus. Lilies graced his ears. His hair hung down over his cheeks, and his lotus-like face was smiling.
23.
O ruler of men, for a long time those Brahmana ladies had heard about Krishna, their beloved, and his glories had become the constant ornaments of their ears. Indeed, their minds were always absorbed in him. Through the apertures of their eyes, they now forced him to enter within their hearts, and then they embraced him within for a long time. In this way, they finally gave up the pain of separation from him, just as sages gave up the anxiety of false ego by embracing their innermost consciousness.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. So we'll go back to 14, which is our main text today. Mam gyapayat patnibhyah sa sankarshana magatam dasyanti kamamannam vah snigdha mayushita dhiya. Mam gyapyata patnibhya sasankarshanamagatam dasyanti kamamannam va snigdha mayushita dhiya. Mam gyapyata sasankarshanamagatam dasyanti kamamannam va snigdha mayushita dhiya. Mam gyapyat patnibhya sasankarshanamagatam dasyanti kamamannam va snigdha mayushita dhiya. Synonyms: Mam, me. Yes, Mam, me. Jnanapyata, please announce. Patnibhya, to the wives. Sa Sankarshanam, together with Lord Balaram. Agatam, arrived. Dasyanti, they will. Kamam, as much as you desire. Anam, food. Va, to you. Snigdha, affectionate. Mayi, in me. Uttishtaha, residing. Dhiya, with their intelligence. Translation. Lord Krishna said, tell the wives of the Brahmana that I have come here with Lord Sankarshana. They will certainly give you all the food you want, for they are most affectionate toward me, and indeed with their intelligence reside in me alone. Purport by the disciples of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. While physically the wives of the Brahmanas remained at home, within their mind they resided in the Supreme Lord Krishna because of intense affection for him. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains that the reason Lord Krishna did not have the cowherd boys tell the Brahmana's wife he was hungry is that he knew this would severely distress these devoted ladies. Simply out of affection for Lord Krishna, however, the wives would be happy to give all the food requested of him. They would not heed their husbands' prohibitions since they resided within the Lord through their transcendental intelligence. Hare Krishna. Thank you all for coming. And I know very senior Bhagavat sitting here. I beg your mercy here to be able to discuss a little bit of my realizations. Hare Krishna. So just to give a little context, if someone who is hearing this, the Brahmana's wife chapter for the first time, either online or here, that what is going on. So I'll read a little bit from the summary at the top. This chapter describes how Lord Krishna, after inducing the cowherd boys to beg for food, showed mercy to the wives of some Brahmanas, performing a sacrifice and made the Brahmana themselves feel remorse. When the cowherd boys became very hungry, they asked Sri Krishna about obtaining food, and he sent them to beg some from a group of Brahmanas who were performing a sacrifice nearby. But these Brahmanas ignored the boys, thinking Sri Krishna an ordinary human being. The boys returned disappointed, but the Lord sent them off again, advising them to ask the Brahmana's wife for the food. These ladies had heard Krishna's transcendental qualities and were very much attached to him. Thus, as soon as they learned he was nearby, they went to him in great haste, bringing all 4 varieties of food. In this way, they offered themselves to Sri Krishna. So with that context, in this verse, Krishna is telling the cowherd boys that go to the wives of the Brahmanas and let them know that I am here along with Lord Sankarshana, without actually telling them that I am hungry. Because if they come to know that we are looking for food or I am hungry, they will be very distressed that how is that possible? And so they just went there, they told them, and Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains this reason that he did not tell them that, not to tell them that he was hungry is because of the distress that will come. Simply out of affection, they will just come and bring all the offerings that they have. So as I was reading this, it sounded theme like, when I had an opportunity to speak last time also about the heart of the Brahmanas and heart of the wives of the Brahmanas. And while the Brahmanas are also in the mode of goodness, performing these severe austerities as well as doing these yagyas, but they are ritual followers, is what I understood. And the Brahmana's wife have the simplicity of the heart. So the theme that I have often hear, His Holiness Haldar Maharaj also talks a lot about this, is simplicity versus duplicity in our heart. On the Brahmana side, it was ritual followers, complexity in the heart, some duplicity, and their core motivation as described in the commentaries of the acharyas and the lectures by in our parampara, that they were really praying for the heavenly planet and opulences. And hence they were performing the Karma Kanda part of the Vedas. In spite of knowing the fact that Krishna says that the purpose of the Vedas is to know Him. In chapter 15 of Bhagavad Gita, 15th verse, right? That I am to be known from the Vedas. They had pretty much either forgotten that part or really not understood that part, in spite of they were able to recite everything very well. And so, blinded due to this false pride that they are Brahmanas, they are high in structure, they knows the verses, they can chant very nicely. They mistook the process for the goal. Meaning they were so tied to that process that I must do this best, not understanding that what is the purpose of that process, which is to really please Krishna. And so when Krishna sent his Gwalbal friends to go and beg food for them, they really ignored them. Because they were so engrossed in doing these karma kanda activities, they felt that that was so important to do for whatever their desire was, which I understand mostly on the material platform. Because if they knew it is really to please Krishna, then essentially just leave that and do the service what Krishna wants. Whereas on the other hand, the Brahmana's wives were 100% surrender to Krishna, which is literally the definition or the verse that comes towards the end of Bhagavad Gita, which is Sarva Dharman Parityaja Mam Ekam Sharanam Vraja. Meaning that they were surrendered, that as soon as they learned Krishna and Balram are there nearby, they pretty much left everything, knowing that they will be chastised, they will be, people will look down upon them, and nobody would like it, their husband would not like it. Yet, they had 100% surrender to Krishna, and they just ran. Krishna was their goal. So, some of the learnings that I was thinking and contemplating after hearing various lectures from our acharyas, that in the case of the Brahmanas, they could be in mode of goodness, actually. And that is what we all understand, that we have to go to the mode of goodness with our actions so that we can do bhakti properly. But we have to go, Bhagavad Gita tells that we have to, Srila Prabhupada said, we have to go beyond the three modes of material nature in order to get to the platform of bhakti properly. The mode of goodness, what I understood, that if it is misunderstood and the process becomes the goal, then we will become very rigid in following those and become very ritualistic. And then in that process, the goal is to serve Krishna, will be completely missed. Potentially it could also lead to actually impersonalism and voidism also at times. And that is why we pray to Srila Prabhupada. In his prayer we say that Nirvisheshashu Nivadi Paschat Deshatarane. Because the people who are actually following impersonalism, they are really good with recitation and rituals, and they can come across as real pandits. And we have seen again and again, even during Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's time, we have seen those examples, and that creates this duplicity mindset, and simplicity is gone in that process, that really the goal is to serve Krishna. And the message of Bhagavad Gita, that I am not this body, I am the soul, and I cannot be merged, I cannot be destroyed, all that is gone, that I become, actually I think I will become God. Or I will enjoy the material pleasures. And hence it is very important that we understand, that's my understanding, understand this aspect of Bhakti Yoga, that it is really about making Krishna happy, making Guru and Guru Parampara pleased by our action, not necessarily that I am the best doing something for Krishna. Because when I am trying to do, I am the best doing something for Krishna, that can potentially lead to really looking down on other devotees who might be able to serve better than me. And so, the simplicity and duplicity comparison, which is displayed by Brahmanas and the Brahmana's wife, really, if I have to summarize, the real goal is to please Krishna and support the community, which is simplicity, and the duplicity part of it to protect personal prestige, control, or comfort, so that I am the controller. But I will do externally as if I am the great devotee. And simplicity really is that what you really see in a devotee is what you know is in their heart. They're non-different. But in duplicity, we know that there are layers. There is a face to the public, and then there is something else, another agenda going on in my heart. In the mood of simplicity, I would openly admit my mistakes. I would seek alignment. I would seek genuine guidance from the senior devotees, and I would actually follow it. In the duplicity mode, I would try to find and blame others why this did not work very well. And I would look for the philosophy answers. I would look for, some rules and regulations. Oh, this is why it should be done this way only, and hence you are wrong. And the most importantly, if I'm in the mood of simplicity, I would actually be very happy if someone else is serving and I have to assist, even though I may be better, but at that time, place, and circumstances, other person can serve Krishna better, then I would do that. That is the simplicity of heart. Because I know the ultimate purpose is to please Krishna, not that I can do better. But on the duplicity mode, I would be threatened by other people's success or other people's upliftment in the bhakti process. And then I will try to do things behind the scene. This is also, and the same principle is applied when we are actually not just inside the temple but outside the temple. Whether we are doing preaching, whether we are doing book distribution, whether we are working in our offices, we see this simplicity versus duplicity all the time. And it is extremely stressful in that environment when there is a duplicity. Because we really don't know what to do in that duplicity environment, what is the other person thinking, and if I have this agenda, which is something else in my heart, but I'm trying to do something else, I'm going to make other people's life also miserable in that process. And especially for bhakti yoga, it is not going to help. We all know that. And it is, it's very hard. I've done it. I've done duplicity in my own way so many times. And as I hear more and more and read more and more, I realize that it is really between Krishna and me. Really nobody else's. People can judge. And I can try to please people on external platform, not truly that I want to please a devotee, but external platform so that they praise me. If that is my agenda, Krishna will allow me to be praised. Until I die, I think that I am so great. And then nothing will happen at that time, because I will never remember Krishna, because I am remembering myself, how great I am. And that is one of the opulences of Krishna, that he will make us feel that I am so great if that is what I desire. So there are several examples of simplicity and duplicity that we know from our scriptures. Bali Maharaj is an amazing example of simplicity. That he was asked that, give me three steps of land, and he gave everything. He knew his guru explained him, no, this is not what it is. You're going to be robbed here. He did not care because he knew it is Vishnu who is here. And he was completely surrendered. Prahlad Maharaj, we know that how much of simplicity was in heart that he said, it's absolutely okay. If I'm thrown from the top of the mountain, or the snakes are going to come to me, or I'm going to sit in the fire, because Vishnu is there. If he wants to protect me, he will protect me. Shabri's story, we know the simplicity in the heart. To give she ate the fruits before giving to Lord Ramachandra. Hanumanji's simplicity, that I have to serve Lord Ramachandra. There is nothing else. There is a point in time that when he could not serve, he felt like committing suicide when he was in Lanka, when he could not find Sita, that I should give up this body if I can't serve Lord Ramachandra. Then he realized, oh my God, I'm here. Lord Ramachandra will give me strength. Then he moved on. See, there was simplicity in the heart of Hanumanji. Sridhar Kolavecha, amazing example of simplicity, having conversation with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who was so enjoying this pastime, sometimes chastising him, sometimes stealing his bananas, sometimes keep negotiating for hours with him, and eventually he would give it for free. Okay, go, take my bananas and go. And they both enjoyed that sweetness. There are amazing, I should not say amazing, but there are examples of duplicity also, like Ravan, who thought that he is pleasing Lord Shiva all the time. But he was doing it only for his own pleasure. His motive was that Lord Shiva should serve me really. I'm going to take him to Lanka and have him serve me, so that I can enjoy the king of all the three worlds. He made Lanka, or he received Lanka, I don't remember, but he had Lanka, but he gave it to Lord Shiva, and then he took it from him. As soon as the yajna happened and the charity happened, he took the Lanka. And all he wanted is somehow, using Lord Shiva, he's going to kill Lord Vishnu and get Sita also. So that is duplicity. Externally, a lot of people actually, in today's world, people are fan of Ravan and that mentality, that he was so great, he could recite these things, he's written these, Lord Shiva's glories, but not understanding what was in his heart. And how Lord Shiva did not even protect him when Lord Ramachandra came and killed him. There are two examples in Chaitanya Charitamrita, many examples are there. But one is Ramachandra Puri, the fault-finding sannyasi, which is in Anta-lila, chapter 8. And then Gopala Chapala, his story. I'll just read a little bit from Adi-lila. It is chapter 17, Adi-lila, where it describes about Gopala Chapala. So we can understand this, how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu identified and dealt with the simplicity and duplicity. So Gopal Chapala was a wealthy and very influential scholar at Navadvipa. And he was very jealous of Srivas Thakur. And especially when when Mahaprabhu had this private event and the kirtan was going on in his house, Srinivas Thakur's house, this describes from text 37 to 38, if you have that. One night while kirtan was going on inside Srivas Thakur's house, a Brahmana named Gopala Chapala, the chief of the non-believer, who was talkative and very rough in his speech, placed all paraphernalias for worshipping the goddess Durga outside Srinivas Thakur's door. On the upper portion of the plantain leaf, he placed such paraphernalias for worship of Odapula, turmeric, vermilion, red sandalwood and rice. He placed pot of wine besides all this, and in morning, when Srinivas Thakur opened his door, he saw this paraphernalia. Srinivas Thakur called for all the respectable gentlemen of the neighborhood and smilingly addressed them as follows. Gentlemen, every night I worship the goddess Bhavani. Since the paraphernalia for the worship is present here, now all you respectable Brahmins and the member of the high caste can understand my position. Then all the assembled gentlemen exclaim, What is this? What is this? Who has performed such mischievous activity? Who is that sinful man? They called for sweeper, who threw all the items of the worship far away and cleansed the place by mopping it with a mixture of water and cow dung. After 3 days, leprosy attacked Gopala Chapala and blood oozed from the sores all over his body. Incessantly covered with gems and insects biting him all over his body, Gopala Chapala felt unbearable pain. His entire body burned in distress. Since leprosy is an infectious disease, Gopala Chapala left the village to sit down on the bank of Ganges underneath a tree. One day, however, he saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu passing by and spoke to him as follows. My dear nephew, I am your maternal uncle in our village relationship. Please see how greatly this attack of leprosy has affected me. As an incarnation of God, you are delivering so many fallen souls. I am also very unhappy fallen soul. Kindly deliver me by your mercy. Hearing this, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared greatly angry, and in that angry mood he spoke some words chastising him. O sinful person, envious of pure devotee, I shall not deliver you. Rather, I shall have you bitten by these germs for many millions of years. You have made Srinivas Thakur appear to have been worshipping the goddess Bhavani. Simply for this offense, you have to fall down into hellish life for 10 million births. I have appeared in this incarnation to kill the demons, and after killing them, to preach the cult of devotional service. After saying this, the Lord left to take his bath in the Ganges, and the sinful man did not give up his life but continued to suffer. When Sri Chaitanya, after accepting the renounced order of life to the Jagannath Puri, and then came back to the village Kulia, upon his return, that sinful man took shelter at the Lord's lotus feet. The Lord, being merciful to him, gave him instructions for his benefit. You have committed an offense to the lotus feet of Srinivas Thakur. The Lord said, first you must go there and beg for his mercy, and then, if he gives you his blessing, you do not commit such sins again. You will be freed from these reactions. Then the Brahmana Gopala Chapala went to Srinivas Thakur and took shelter of his lotus feet, and by Srinivas Thakur's mercy, he was freed from all sinful reaction. So I know I read from Chaitanya Charitamrita, this is Bhagavatam class, but I could not separate this example, what is happening between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and this person who was a very learned, very influential person, but posed into society as if he's the caretaker, he's the best, he should be followed. But he had this duplicity in his heart, which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very clear, 10 million births. Not a good proposition. Another thing that, I'll take 3-4 minutes more. Another thing that, as I was reading this, reminded me what I learned in Bhakti Shastri course when we were doing Nectar of Instruction. That Brahmanas who were following this rigidly and not realizing that one should really not follow and one must be like their wives who were so soft-hearted, so simple that they wanted to give up everything, pretty much all religious activities just to please Krishna. Srila Prabhupada did the same thing when he actually left Vrindavan to come to West. And we know from Nectar of Instruction this beautiful verse, Atyahara prayashascha prajalpo niyamagraha jan sangarsh lalum cha shadbir bhakti vinashyati. Which is, once devotional service is spoiled when he becomes too entangled in following 6 activities. Number 1, eating more than necessary or collecting more funds than required. Number 2, over endeavoring for mundane things that are very difficult to obtain. Number 3, talking unnecessarily about mundane subject matters. Number 4, this is what in relation to the topic we are discussing, practicing the scriptural rules and regulations only for the sake of following them and not for the sake of spiritual advancement. Or rejecting the rules and regulations of the scriptures and working independently or whimsically. Number 5, associating with worldly minded persons who are not interested in Krishna consciousness. Number 6, being greedy for mundane achievements. So this number 4, practicing the spiritual rules and regulations only for the sake of following them and not for the sake of his spiritual advancement, was the position of the Brahmanas. The Srila Prabhupada, when he came to the West, he was actually condemned. And some of his devotees in the Vrindavan did not like his success also, that he was able to make so many people, devotees. And they kept saying that you're leaving the seas, you're going to the Malichas, and hence you're breaking the law. And they're missing the point that everybody must get an opportunity to go back to Godhead and connect them. And that is the mood in the book distribution that we see today, that all the wonderful devotees, especially Achyut Govind Prabhu who is here, he leads this amazing book distribution, Sankirtana, all the devotees here, of course, in the mood that everybody must get Krishna. And that is the mood when all the devotees who are here preaching indirectly in any way that everybody must get Krishna. That is the mood of Srila Prabhupada that we all display. And we all try to do it because that is what is pleasing to Srila Prabhupada, and that is what we say when we take our 4 vows, that I'm going to continue and I'm going to assist Srila Prabhupada in his movement. And that can only happen with simplicity, like the Brahmana's wives. That cannot happen if we have duplicity in our heart. With that, I'll pause here. It is 8:20. Would love to hear from all of you, from your own realizations and any other quotes that comes to your mind. Thank you, bro. It is amazing. Can we just give the mic?
Thank you for class, Prabhu. This point of simplicity reminds me of Gopi Paranadhana Prabhu. And on his desk, thank you. On his desk in his office, I suppose it was in Govardhan. I don't know much about him. I'm going to paraphrase what it said. Some of us might be familiar with it, but it was something along the lines of, when what is on the outside is the same as the inside, then that's real simplicity, and then you could actually do bhajan.
Yes.
Something along those lines.
Yes.
But I just wanted to, so it reminded me of that. I just wanted to ask also if you could talk a little bit about how we can avoid niyamagraha and being mechanical in Krishna consciousness, where it's like our ends and our means and our ends are the same, almost, or exactly, yeah.
Sure, let me share what I know and then I can have others add to it. What I understand then, that if some of you may have heard the story when Srila Prabhupada, when he was walking on the beach with devotees, his disciples, and His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj tells the story. And as he was getting into the car to get back, one of the disciples who would generally be quiet would ask, what is one thing that is most important for Krishna consciousness? And everybody was thinking he's going to say, chant the holy name, association, read the books, be nice to devotees, etc. But he responded in one word, and that was desire. And actually, it was such a simple word he said, but it's so much contained in that wow. And as we try to understand what does it mean in the context of your question, it is really we have to cultivate the desire to be able to remove that duplicity from our heart and to be simple. And how do we cultivate the desire? We all know, we talk about association as a primary factor. And I was doing a little bit of, hearing and meditation on this. What I realize, and please correct me if this does not make sense, I'm going to be a little mathematical about it. Think of desires in one box. Everything starts from desire for us. If you want to be Krishna conscious, not want to be Krishna conscious, starts from the desire. That the desire is sitting in one box. As soon as we take this body, desire starts. From desire comes the meditation. Now that I have this desire, I want to fulfill. Whether it is material desire or spiritual desire. Next step is meditation, that I am going to now meditate on it. How do I fulfill? In that process, I contemplate, I meditate whether it is good thing, bad thing, then intelligence take over, sometimes desires say, no, I don't want to hear you, etc. happens. But that is all sitting in the second box of meditation. When I'm contemplating on it, I'm justifying it either through using shastras or whatever way, but I want to do it. Then comes the third step, which is taking action, doing karmas. So remember, first box desire, second box meditation. Third thing happens is, I'm going to take action. Now that I have justified in my heart through shastras or whatever way, I'm going to fulfill, and hence I have to take action. Once the actions are complete, two things happen. If it is on the material platform, either we will fulfill the desire or it will not fulfill, right? If it is fulfilled, we will get greed. I want to do more if it is on material platform. If it is not fulfilled, I will be angry. But if we are cultivating the desire on the spiritual platform, whether it is fulfilled or not fulfilled, I put my 100% in order to please Krishna. It doesn't matter, I will always be happy. If that simplicity in the heart. So really it comes down to the desire and how do I cultivate with the association. That will fix everything in my humble understanding. Does that make sense?
Thank you, Prabhu.
Anybody else can add to that? Anyone else, any comments? Or something else of this topic today?
I really like this topic, Prabhu. Simplicity and duplicity. I was thinking though, I hear you and I agree 100%. The tough part though is that life isn't so simple sometimes. It's very complicated. It like you get some drama in this way or some team dynamics this way and that way. And sometimes you can't even get to like really what you want. You can't even really feel, understand what you feel. You get so bewildered. And so I guess my question is, when you desire that simpleness, but yet the world around you is so complicated, what do?
It's very hard, Prabhu. It's extremely hard. First of all, the drama is here. Even in among us will be drama because Krishna likes drama. He himself, drama king. He said, "Okay, let me have some fun with devotees." Yeah, how boring life would be if there's no drama. So he sees drama, and it is among devotees, but it is better to do drama with devotees than doing it outside. Somebody will chastise us and bring us on the right track here. Outside, nobody will care. Mother Kunti is here, so If you're doing drama, she will bring you back to back to senses. So, on the material platform, drama is happening every day. Even on the spiritual platform, we know that we are all of us are trying really hard to please Krishna, but we carry our three modes of material nature that comes in our way. I'll go back to my previous analogy of desire, meditation, etc. The question comes in the first box: where are these desires coming from? Which is putting me into this situation of duplicity and not really appreciating simplicity or pleasing myself. It is happening in two ways. As soon as we take the body, we are born, we have desires. Where are they coming? We all know this coming from our past lives. So these coming in the form of three modes of material nature, which are acting so hard on us that we are compelled to act in certain way, even though we know that what I'm doing is wrong, but we can't control at that moment. We act, we are carried away with these dramas, carried away with these desires to fulfill, because we are acted by those three modes of material nature, which is the result of our past lives. So we're carrying those set of desires, which is very difficult unless we can do something to overcome the three modes of material nature. That is one part. Second part, the desires are coming, is our new association as soon as we take this body. It's purely that association is cultivating new desires, which is through parents, through family, through community, and then social media. After that, as we grow up, we keep building new desires. And that is how the material world is running, to keep building desires so somebody can fulfill their greed in that process. Srila Prabhupada's proposition is that come out of it and try to cleanse yourself with chanting the holy name and doing the Shravanam, Kirtanam, all the activities that we do in the bhakti process, which is a process. And if we can take that seriously, which we all are trying to take it very seriously, eventually we will get over the three modes of material nature. Otherwise, this drama will continue if we keep ourselves under the three modes of material nature. And so in this process, one day we will get there. And that is why we need to serve and be under the shelter of senior devotees who can help us. That's how I understand, Prabhu.
Yeah, yes, it is wonderful. I was thinking, though, it's so hard sometimes, desire even, because even in Krishna consciousness, we can trick ourselves, it's for Krishna.
Yes.
You know, it's mixed. Our desires are mixed right now. I would say just about everybody in this room probably has, unless there's some, anyways, has mixed desires. And so it's really hard to go, wait a minute, is my desire me, or is it really for Krishna? No, it's for Krishna. Wait, are you sure? You know? And so that mixed desire really gets things into loop for me.
Yes.
Even trying to be sincere in the sense of like, I really want to know what Krishna wants, you know? So tough.
So, you know, the principle that Krishna describes in chapter 2, verse 13 or 14, Matra sparshastu kaunteya sitoshna sukha dukkhada. It is, we are going through it. You're going up and down in serving Krishna also. As an example, when I'm serving at home and doing an offering, I get up in the morning and it's not really, I'm not thinking what Krishna wants. I'm thinking, okay, my mother needs milk in the morning. Before I give it to her, let me at least offer it. That's how I open my altar. That, okay, she's going to get up. I have to do it quickly so that she can have milk. Okay. What am I going to eat in breakfast today? Feel like eating dosa or upma. Okay, let's do an offering quickly. It's like Krishna is our quality assurance person. But important thing is that Srila Prabhupada knows this very well. He knew it that we will not do anything, and he's trying to engage our senses in the service of Krishna. And that is why we have these services, you know, prasadam, chanting, doing altar service, kirtan. Kirtan is also same thing. Many times kirtan is more of a performance and pleasing to me rather than pleasing to Krishna. But at the same time, there is a process Srila Prabhupada has given that slowly we will purify ourselves. And so I would not dishearten. I hear you completely because I go through it every day. But I would also say that I would not dishearten, and I would continue to follow, keep hearing our amazing Maharajas who keep telling this thing again and again, and eventually I'll get purified. Even if I don't, if I keep following, I know I'm holding somebody's dhoti here to get out of this place. That's how I see Prabhu. But I don't know more than that. Anybody else wants to add? Sridhar Sham Prabhu? Oh, sorry, I did not see you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you
Krishna.
for the nice class. I don't want to hold us up before overtime, but
Well, there was 6 more minutes. You can hold us for 6
Okay.
minutes.
my question was, we talk about how the inside should be the same as our outside, and then also we have seemingly a contradictory viewpoint that we fake it till you make it. Like like for me, for example, if I have like some kind of materialistic desire that's like in my head, in my consciousness, I don't want that to express itself outwardly. But kind of what we're saying is that it should be the same. So I understand we should purify the inside, but at the same time, these things are there, and they're not going anywhere anytime really soon.
Yes.
So do I pretend that they're not there and tell the devotees it's not there? Or is part of being simple just to like... Because I feel like if I talk about these like materialistic thoughts, it makes them more real. Instead of just letting them pass or letting them, disappear, to be like, this is me, also feels like it would make it worse, maybe. Anyway, so if you have any thoughts.
I appreciate your question. I think many of us go through it. I struggle with that too, Prabhu. It's not that I don't, just because I'm sitting here, it is my service, I'm doing it, somebody gave me, and I'm very grateful to them because of that service. I'm able to actually take deeper dive here. So these are the type of things help. So I would, in my mind immediately comes one way to address that, and which I have started implementing, that there are things we cannot express to everybody because others are also in the same boat, and it can actually, some people can drag us down. But we must have at least some coach, some mentor, one senior whom we can really talk our heart. That I'm going to go through this. And I'm going through this. Please help me. And in that process, we are able to express this also, and we are also getting genuine advice. And keep checking with that this is not working, Prabhu or Mataji, help me, what can I do? And with that process, at least in my case, it is really working, that I'm able to actually at least see these problems. I don't have to go and start advertising to another 50 people because that is not going to help me. So fake it until make it is more or less, I'll take it in a sense that, essence of is that I must try it. I must try to become a devotee. Even though I'm not qualified to really go to the altar. I know that my mind is somewhere else when I'm doing service at the altar. But I am given that service to purify myself. I must make a sincere attempt to do it. Try to bring my mind back and back again. That's all I can do. Other than that, otherwise it is very difficult. The fake until make it is really in the sense that I must make an effort, even though I'm not qualified. That's how I see it.
May I
Yes, Mataji.
throw in 2 cents? And really, it's only worth 2 cents. Whenever any material desires come up in my mind, and I'm just going to bare my chest here, and I'm going to tell you my inner working. If anything comes up, seriously, I offer it at the lotus feet of Shishi Nitai Gaur Chandra and Srila Gurudev, Srila Prabhupada, and you can transform it. You can transform it into a delicious samosa, or you can transform it into a beautiful outfit. You take that same desire, and you can actually wave your magic wand and change it into some loving offering. And they do reciprocate. It's amazing. That's all. Haribo.
I apologize if you mentioned this, but the one thing I would say is important is that we also have to have the people around us that we can reveal our mind to. We don't reveal our material desires to everyone. Some people, oh, he did? Haha, never mind. Good answer, Prabhu.
Thank you very much. You use the mic, Prabhu. Others have to hear too.
Devki Mataji's seminars are there on that, and her books also there. I think there's one called Sheltering Relationships. Very, very, very deep in that, and
Yes.
gives very clear and strict guidelines as to what does it mean to be a mentor, what does it mean to be a mentee, what is allowed, what is not allowed. Very clear bound.
Yeah, no, thank you for highlighting that. And one very important aspect of someone who is a mentor is to keep the confidentiality of it.
Srila Rupa Goswami said accepting information in confidence and keeping it confidential.
Yes.
And some people, they take the first part, but they forget the second part.
Yeah,
And
extremely
it's
important.
devastating.
Yes.
Often when we reveal our mind in a way that isn't in this container of revealing it properly, we get hurt, and then we'll let it take away from the other two loving exchanges. We'll carry that into kirtan and prasadam, and when that starts happening, your heart gets very hard, you know. So it's a very good lesson to really know, like, oh, wait a minute, like I can't reveal my mind, but I can't let it hold me back from the other loving exchanges.
Yes.
But it teaches you. It's a real teaching moment. And one thing is the problem is in America, we really have a tough time having a mentorship program. It's not something so well done here.
Yeah.
From what I understand, India has some, at least some temples and stuff like that. But America here, man, wow. I was just on the internet asking for people who can coach people who are working to become vanaprasth, Because I was thinking, man, who in our community can I go to that could help my wife and I coach us into becoming vanaprasths? And I was like, I'm not saying there's not people that could, but there's nobody that puts themselves out there like that, And it's a tough point when you're trying to shift into one ashram into other. Maybe not there yet, but getting there. Anyways, sorry.
No, that's great, Prabhu. It is 8:41. So thank you very much for everybody joining the class. There is going to be Mahaprasadam. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Lord Premanande.
No, I would rather have you give it to new people. If you want, I will take it for sure. I will. Yes, Mother.
Yeah.
Yes.